All right, just one more video. I was looking at Facebook and I wanted to just go ahead and make a video on it, on what I think is going to happen with Facebook. Uh, I'll start off by saying this has nothing to do with anything that has to do with the company. This is completely just technical analysis on the stock. So if you have your theories about why it's going to keep on going up or why it's going to be shorted way down, why the company will fail, then that's great. I'm only looking at this from a technical standpoint. So I have this on the monthly chart because I want to show you why I think it sold off so much on the earnings. The earnings weren't good, but at the same time, price action usually is the reason that stocks do what they do. It's not because of, if there's some bad news, obviously that can affect it, but sometimes you have bad earnings and the stock goes up. And then you have good earnings and the stock goes down. That's because of price action. That's not because of a weird market or it's all about price action and where the chart is going and where it's finished with a wave. So if you look at this chart right here, I'm on the monthly because it's really easy to see. You can simply look at this. We have the first wave right here, way back in December of 2012. The second wave, pretty easy to see, right there, 2. 1, 2. Where do you think the third wave is? Well, if you go like this, let's see. I mean, it rose ridiculously. I mean, it went up probably 1,000 of this. It'd probably be 10 if you got this all the way out. So this is clearly the third wave, and how do I know that? Well, you can just see it pretty much. There's other ways to figure it out as well, but one of the ways is you take the retracement tool, go all the way up to where you think the third wave is, and then you see this fourth wave didn't cross the 50 fib. That's usually the deal breaker as far as the fourth wave. So that's valid. That actually happened, looks like during the sell-off for the China tariff with Trump in office. So I see that as a third wave. And then I clearly see this as the fourth wave. And then, so we're on the fifth wave. There's only 5 waves. Where do you think the first wave is? Right here. It's pretty obvious. First wave. Second wave can't go past the bottom of wave 1. Does not do that. That's the second wave. Third wave's can't be the shortest. I've already done the calculations. This one goes from, let's see, 138 all the way to 305. This only goes from 124 to 227, 224. So this one's clearly longer, so that's the third wave. And then clearly the fourth wave goes down to about 0.38 fib. Fourth wave. And as you can see, this is 5 of overall and you can also say this is 1 of a cycle, pretty much. 1. We'll do this. So there we go. 1. So I know Facebook's earnings are bad, but that just shows you that it topped out. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Overall 1 right there. What happens when a stock finishes one total wave? It typically retraces 61% of the move. So get this out of here. So if I was to make a prediction here, I would say, well, actually, it could be 50% of the move because it's a second wave. So 50 to 61% of the move. So I would say anywhere from, it's going to go all the way down to 201, or it's going to go all the way down to 159. So 159 to 201. And so I'm looking at this, and people think this is the end of the dip. We're on the monthly. Let's go to the weekly now and just see where we're at. On the weekly, this looks like the only A of ABC of the second wave. So this is going to be a long, drawn-out correction. So we have 1, ABC, 2. So we can go ahead and mark that. We'd go 1, 2, and then, I mean, this is going to be past the 1.61. That's the third wave, and it bounced today. It was all the way down to what? 218. So that's the end of the third wave right there. So I would project that the fourth wave, let's see, I would say the fourth wave, it's at 232 right now. I think we're going to go back to about 248. Maybe over the next week or so. I would say 248 is my projection for wave 4. So 4. Okay. And then where would wave 5 go? Well, let's just take this. And then we'll stick that at 248 or 246 or whatever. I think there's potential. Let's see here. This one's only 386 to, so that one's 78. I think this has potential to go down to, yeah, like 170. And that sounds outrageous, but 170, put it right here, 5. And that would be A. So 170, A. And then what would happen after that? We would most likely bounce 50%, maybe even 61 fib, so anywhere from 279 to 303. So let's put that, let's put it at like 279 B. And then, depending on what it was, I mean, this already went down. Here, let me zoom back out. So this already went down. If it hits 170, I don't know why this is so low. 170 is almost the 0.618 fib. So if it hits that on the first, on A, sometimes you can have a 1.61 move on C, but that would obviously take it way too low. So I would think that if this hits 170, then it most likely will bounce on B to about 280, and then probably come back down and form a flat. So it probably will, I'd say 170 is about the bottom. I don't think it will go below 170, and you can see that there's lots of support there. And so that's personally where I think it will go. And then after that, depending on how the company does, how the metaverse does, you could see 170, and you could potentially see the next move up take this to 619 bucks. So crazy, but price action usually drives a stock. It's not the news, no matter how they spin it in the media. So I just wanted to do a little breakdown on Facebook. I'm definitely not buying the dip right now. If you're a long-term investor, then yeah, you can do that. You can start dollar cost averaging. That's fine. But if you're trading, you're swing trading, then buying here and just making a few percentage on this bounce to the fourth wave is probably not ideal. You could start buying down by the fifth wave, anywhere under 200, and you're going to make a lot of money because we're probably going to bounce to 280 whenever it actually really bounces. So there's my breakdown. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think.